we're talking about the wisdom of small things, and I think this is one we could look at over and over and over again because it's such an important reminder. That spirituality is significant, it matters, and it's really not found in the big things. It's found in the small things. Mother Teresa's famous quote, which I quote all the time. We can do no great things. All we can do are small things with great love. So, welcome. Wonderful to have you here on this beautiful morning. Wonderful to share a little time with you as we take a look at maybe what God might have us consider as a little theme for the day, and that's the wisdom of small things. So the piece I want to read for you on that is from the book Secrets of Heaven, number 3090 and 3091. So it's talking in here about how God's going through this healing process. He's pulling us through this healing process in this life, this growing, this maturation, and this is the journey we're on. It's the journey home, the journey to heaven, however you want to say it. And there's this marriage that takes place within us. It's not a marriage to a person, though that's a wonderful thing. It's just talking about a marriage within each individual as well. And it says a kind of marriage has to take place between our will and intellect when we are being reborn. Goodness belongs to the will, truth to the intellect. And that's, again, very deep theological speak. And all it means is that there has to be some weaving together in our minds, in our hearts, where what we know and what we love has to come together. And it's really is driven by what we love. And we have to look at those loves and make sure that it's focused outward. It's not self-centered, not materialistic. But then we just start to have this knowledge that's connected with it. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing. And you think about watching a musician, who's really good at music and can just play, and you can just see it just coming out of their heart. And the musicians we've had at New Church Live have been phenomenal. I see that with them over and over again. It's like this full body expression. That's where love and truth come together, where goodness and truth come together. Big theological speak. But what it means is that they have this deep love, and they have these tools, so to speak, and the tools are serving the love. And that's significant. The tools are serving the love, and they do it beautifully. Somebody just has a love of music but can't play an instrument. You can imagine that would not be terribly appealing. So it goes on to say this, and this is the wisdom of small things. Uh, Whatever lies lower on the chain has to serve what is higher. And that's really important. What's lower has to serve what's higher. And that's really significant, friends. So that idea that's the part of keeping first things first and trying to put things. Here's this little low level thing that I'm doing, the wisdom of small things, and I'm going to work there, and I'm going to have those small things serve the larger things. That's a key spiritual concept. Now, what would be an example of that? Well, I think of one like exercise. Like we could have a couple of ways of handling exercise. One might be when you get to be my age, you sort of got to pay attention to it. Like we want to be around for our grandkids. We want to be around for our families. We want to be around to help other people. So that is this thing called exercise, which is a small physical activity, but it's serving something larger. It's got a larger use to it. And that's what we want to focus on. If it just becomes like merely about, I just want to exercise because I feel I want to look good. And again, nothing wrong with that per se, but if that's the full goal, if all I'm doing it for is just to look good so that other people will admire me, I mean, yeah, we could achieve that, but is that really the direction we want to go? Can't we sort of up our game a little bit? And I think it's not about shaming it, like it is nice to look a little nicer when we exercise. Totally true. And can we up our game? Can we up our game and go, well, I really want to do this because I want to have a certain quality of life that will help those I love. And that's important. And, this morning I go out on an early morning walk and was on a little walk this morning. And I watched this elderly woman, come walking down the street, and she's like putting books in one of those little book cubby things, for other people to take. And I just thought, like, yeah, that's actually what spurred the idea of this service, by the way. That's the wisdom of small things. She's doing something small, but it's in service of something large. And I didn't talk to her, but if I had, might have asked her why she did that. And maybe as a little girl, she loved reading and she wanted kids to understand the magic of books. Or maybe she wanted adults who didn't have the resources to get a lot of reading material, give them that access. I don't know what it all was, but wow, what incredible beauty, right? The wisdom of small things, where those small things get to serve higher things. And that's the trick for today, friends. And this is my takeaway today, which is just find a place where you can embrace just a little bit of inconvenience, a little bit of just, yep, I'm just going to do something just marginally inconvenient, something small that actually kind of, oh, yeah, I know I need to do it. I'm just going to do it. And just do it. Just do it. That wisdom of small things, but put it in the context as best you can. I'm going to do it. And think of the higher goal that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to serve, that God's really calling you to. And that's where our lives start to become aligned, because eventually, friends, it's not an effort anymore. Like I think about, right, a musician who probably, one of my good friends is a wonderful piano player, and he was talking about how he hated his mom telling him to practice, 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 and really disliked it. But now you watch him play, there's nothing but sheer joy in what he does. And that's where we want to get. Yeah, sure, it's a little inconvenient or a little nudge, but when we put it within a higher goal, and when other people can help us see those higher goals, that's where things really can start to take off later on in life. So, wisdom of small things. Figure out a small thing, embrace a little inconvenience today. That's a good way to go at a beautiful Wednesday. So, with that, dear friends, what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears. We're going to do a little meditation, little prayer, little blessing, and then we will say hi to friends on Facebook. So to get us started, just with a little breath, I'd ask you all to take a big breath with me. A little meditation. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little cheery hello to folks who might have joined us online. Again, I hope you're all doing very, very well. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Martha, good morning to you, my friend. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And flipping on over to here. Boy, it's nice having a fast internet connection. All right, one more over here. Let's see. Marcus, good morning to you, my dear friend. All right, friends, wishing you all the very best. God bless. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you again tomorrow on 10 Minutes of Morning Calm. Take care. Bye.